All right, guys, welcome to Mud Road. I have some stuff to catch up with. Again, I've been proven right. I like when the news of the day proves me right. So we're going to start off with this bozo, the former Vice President of the United States, the current occupant of the White House. I know I said former Vice President, but let's listen to what he has to say. On this video, this is from an interview he had on CNN. He talked about something in the first part, which is a bunch of mumbo jumbo from Joe Biden stuff. So we're going to get straight to what the meat of the matter.
Are running out of ammunition.
Did you catch that?
Number one. Number two, the Ukrainians are running out of ammunition.
Understand, the Ukrainians are running out of ammunition. Where does Ukraine get their ammunition? They get it from NATO. They get it from the United States. They get it from whoever around the world wants to send them ammunition. But the countries around the world, I'm telling you, don't have it to send. But you're saying, Mud, you liar. The United States has tons of ammunition. I've been telling you for a long time they don't. But let's listen to what this bozo has to say now.
The ammunition that they call them 155 millimeter weapons. This is a war relating to munitions, and they're running out of that ammunition.
It's a war related to munitions. Again, I have told you, Russia alone, and as people say, well, but they got the help of Iran and North Korea. That is embarrassing. If all the NATO nations, the economies of the world, cannot produce more ammunition than Russia with Iran and North Korea. But it is a war of military industrial capacity. Russia has a greater capacity to produce munitions, to produce tanks, to produce weapons than all of the major economies of the world combined. NATO and the United States, no, they cannot do it. But listen.
And we're low on it. And so
we, the United States, are low on it. We are low on it. I have told you before, the United States would lose a war against Russia. Straight up, NATO and the United States would lose. Now, if it went nuclear, it's a different story. But it would lose a war against Russia. We would lose a war against China. People would say, Mud, you're not patriotic. You hate, I love my country. It is not unpatriotic to tell the truth. It is an idiot. If you are blind by your patriotism and your ego, that you cannot accept the fact, that I'm not too sure what to tell you. He's just told you we are low on ammunition. Ukraine does not have enough ammunition because we in the West don't have enough to send them. We barely have enough for ourselves, and we cannot produce enough ammunition to overcome what Russia is firing on Ukraine. But if you want to say that I'm unpatriotic, then I dare you to prove to me your patriotism. I dare you to encourage your children, your nieces, your nephews to join the U.S. military and to possibly be sent off into harm's way with an American military that does not have enough bullets to protect them, right? That's not being unpatriotic. That is being deadly honest with you. But some of you are so patriotic that you're blind to the truth, right? And if you're that blind, I dare you to send your own children into the U.S. military right now, knowing quite well that we do not have enough ammunition. We don't, all right? That has nothing to do with being patriotic or not being patriotic. That has to do with the reality and with you accepting the reality that we underestimated Russia's capacity for their economy, their military, and their military industrial capacity. We have failed utterly to destroy them. So he goes on to say we will be sending a different type of munition, not the premium one. We are already into the second levels of munition. Another thing that is happening and that we are doing, which I believe is criminal. So I'm not going to play the video because the title pretty much says it all. Biden administration called out for sending cluster munitions to Ukraine despite previous condemnation. We are so out of ammo. We, the United States, are so freaking out of ammo that we are resorting to sending cluster munitions. In the past, Russia was accused of using cluster munitions. I remember hearing on the Hannity show how he was basically referring it to war criminal. Cluster munitions are frowned upon big time by NATO nations. They are deadly. These little bomblets find themselves everywhere. Let me show you that quite quick right here. And they are dangerous to the civilian population, dangerous to children. The United States is so desperate. We lost. We have lost this war, and that makes it dangerous. Because remember that the lizards that run the world truly don't want to let go of their dream of world domination. And this is where it frightens me that the war can go nuclear. That the United States will decide to jump in. They're going to lose if they jump in within in a standard conventional war, and I think any war which will involve Russia and the United States will ultimately go nuclear. But again, this is in the rules-based world order. Remember, what is the rules-based world order? The rules-based world orders are rules where the United States in particular and the NATO nations can do whatever they want. We can send cluster munitions into a war zone. It's okay because we are doing it. If Russia does this, this is war criminal. Rules-based world order are not rules that are fair or just to any nation or people. Rules-based world orders are the dictatorship rules that the ruling class in the West, whether they be government heads of governments, princes, church leaders, whether they be industrialists, the rules-based world order means that these individuals that rule the world can bend you over and do whatever they want, and it will be legal because they are doing it. But dare you not do the same thing. All right, let's look at this. What we have here is Ukrainian American built. It looks like Ukrainian equipment moving into the front. Oh, that gotta hurt. That gotta hurt. That gotta hurt. Oh my Lord. So these, I'm not laughing at, oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. I don't think it's funny. I just think it's sad. It's a nervous laugh, trust me. There are, I would say, at least 5 to 10 human beings in each of these personnel carriers. I'm not sure, you guys can correct. They're all one by one. They're just driving. They're again, another one. They're just driving into the fire. No! Ukraine is losing the war. If you can't see it, I don't know what to tell you. All right? They're losing the war. They're running out of ammunition. The West doesn't have ammunition. The West is panicking. Now, I want you guys to listen to this for those of you who again are not believing me about a very possible coming collapse of the U.S. dollar. Let's listen to her.
Group is set to introduce a new currency backed by gold, in contrast to the credit-backed US dollar, with countries like
the BRICS nations are going to release a currency backed by gold. The American dollar, credit-backed, the American dollar is backed by nothing. The American dollar is backed by threats, by bullets, of which we are running out. The value of the dollar is what it is because we force nations to buy our money for international trade. Force, yes. If they don't do what we tell them, we send our naval carriers off their coast. We let it be known quite clearly they are going to use the dollar. If they don't use the dollar, we overthrow their government. We allegedly, all this alleged for the YouTube, assassinate their leaders. We, by force, by a gun to their head, allegedly, again for the YouTube, force them to use the American dollar. The American dollar is backed by nothing. The US dollar is worthless. Now, some of you, again, want to call me conspiracy theory on this. I've been talking about this for some time, and it is coming to pass. Understand, your 401k, your savings, your house, everything you own, all the money you have put away for retirement, even if some of it's coming from Social Security, is being held for you by a US dollar that is backed by nothing. Credit based, forcing other people to buy it and use it, and we artificially create a demand for it, and thus it has value. This worthless piece of paper is going to go up against a BRIC currency backed by gold. Understand? Gold. And more nations, and these stories have come out. Some of them I've shown, others you can go look. One by one, here and there, are gradually beginning to move away from the US dollar. What am I telling you? I am telling you there is a very good possibility that your 401k very soon will be worth less. Let's say you have $1 million in your 401k. If this happens, you may be able to buy a single sheet of toilet paper with your $1 million. Everything you worked for is going to go down the drain. When? I don't know, but it is going to go down the drain. The Western currencies, not just the dollar, currencies backed by nothing but the confidence of the people and by the gun to the head of nations around the world, is going to go up against a currency backed by gold. I am not a financial advisor, and this is just my thinkings, and you can do whatever you want. This is just my opinion. That I would rather, given the opportunity, I would save my money in gold and precious metals, and or if I could choose a currency in which to save it in, it would be the BRICS currency. And even the ruble, to an extent, is partially backed by gold. I would not. I would be very hesitant. Again, not a financial advisor. I would be very hesitant to have my money sitting around in the bank accumulating worthless. What I'm saying, could be true, could not be. Okay, I say this for the YouTube. Y'all know that. Accumulating in a currency that, in and of itself, is only backed by debt credit, nothing, and the force of the American gun. And the American gun is becoming a limp dick. All right? That's not unpatriotic to tell you that. I'm just telling it to you how it is. I did want to talk about the new movie that is out, The Sound of Freedom. Y'all need to watch it. The mainstream press and the media are talking crap about it. And my opinion is they are, because many of them within the mainstream media, the governmental heads, rich and powerful people, Hollywood entities, I think all these people are complicit in the claims of the that are in the movie The Sound of Freedom, and this is why the establishment is attacking that film. You would think that they would support that film, that they would stand with those people trying to protect children from abuse, from sexual abuse, from predators, from the terrible things that happen to the children. But instead of standing behind that film and bringing awareness to protecting our children, whether throughout the West, the film is being condemned by mainstream media, government officials, entertainment officials, the rich and powerful. You got to ask yourself, why? The film couldn't even get on Netflix or Amazon. They would not put it on. And I asked myself, why? Why are you refusing to promote or to allow access? Allow people access to a film whose end goal is to protect the children. Whether or not you think that the claims are outrageous is beyond the point, even if they are, right? The end goal of the film is to protect the children. Why don't you want the children protected? Why don't you want the public in general to begin to know what many of us have already suspected or known is happening in the shadows in regard to our children by the elites? I think I know why Netflix and Amazon and the mainstream media and broadcast TV and newspapers and politicians and entertainment and the rich and powerful, I think I know why they don't want you, the normie, to know about this degree of child exploitation. I think I know why they don't want you to know. And seek out that film. Seek it out. Go watch it. Be enlightened. Get your head out of your ass. Understand pretty much everything I tell you, I have been proven correct on. Right? You can continue to think that I'm just some narcissistic, a little bit. I mean, I got a channel, right? And I have opinions and things I want to say, so that does require a little bit of narcissism. My narcissistic OCD, got a lot of OCD, but you may not want to believe all the things that I bring forward, because I am a very imperfect human, right? I am imperfect. I am not claiming I am perfect. I have my insecurities. I am a broken person. There's that song. I'm broken. Something. I can't play it. I can play a little bit, but, otherwise I won't get in trouble with the YouTube. Uh, I'm a flawed, broken human being who has gone through a lot in life, right? So I'm not claiming to be somebody high on this horse and almighty with some fancy college degree. I'm heavily opinionated. But ultimately, I believe in truth and to bringing to you the truth. I bring it to you in my own unique style. Time and time again, I'm proven right. I've been proven right about everything I've told you. So those of you who have come along this far, I hope it's about time that you just start believing what I say. Because that moniker of propagandist, conspiracy theorist, tinfoil hatter, it's a badge of honor at this point. You should be that and receive the same badge of honor, right? It's a badge of honor that says truth seeker, right? That's what it means. Truth seeker, truth bringer. Yeah, like that.